What's up, guys? This is What's Really Going On with Mac D, with my first guest, Homegirl Tattoos.
What's up?
So we're going to be asking her some questions and stuff, how she got started and who was like people that helped her out and stuff like that. So how old were you when you realized that you could draw? Like where you're like drawing and people were like, damn, like look at this shit, you know?
I think I was around 10 or 11.
That's young.
Pretty much after my dad passed away, I started drawing more. And I don't know, I just kind of picked it up as a way to like escape.
Oh yeah, you know, I feel that.
From the loss. And I just kept practicing, you know, getting pictures off Google and trying to copy them. And then I realized, like, you know what, like I'm pretty good, you know.
who like was like, hey, you should do tattoos?
I had a friend in high school that would tattoo at that time, and he kind of mentioned it to me, like, oh, you know what, you're pretty good at drawing, you know, you could tattoo, you know, and give that a try. And then most of my friends too said the same thing. And
well, yeah, I mean,
that's when the idea popped up. And
you got some good shit, you know. Like she tats me up, guys. If you don't know, she fixed a lot. Like she fixed my neck right here. She fixed my arm right here. She does crazy work. You know what I mean? If you guys haven't heard of her, like I said, you guys are sleeping under a fucking rock or something, because she's really amazing. Because funny story is that she's actually my girlfriend's cousin, you know. And before, when I was getting tattooed, I used to always say I would never let a girl tat me up. never. Like that shit ain't never gonna happen, you know. And funny story, like my tattoo artist is now a girl, you know. And she does amazing work, you know. So how many years have you been tattooing?
So right now I've been tattooing for 7 years now. So I started at 18. It doesn't feel like 7 years, you know.
I bet. Well, they say if you do something you love, you don't work a day in your life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's pretty dope that you had a dream and like you made it reality. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty cool. So what's your favorite thing to tattoo? Like is it like girls or guys or like lips or like, you know, guns or?
I've always been into the black and gray, you know, the old school, mostly the clown girls, the payasas, the roses, script, you know. I used to hate script, and so I started practicing. It's all in practice, you know. Once you get that down, you know, everything comes easier.
I bet. So, like, do you like to do, like, because sometimes, okay, like me, I know when I was getting tattooed, like before I met you, and I had a tattoo that wasn't finished, I know a lot of other tattoos artists, like, they're like, oh, well, I don't want to touch that. Like, that's somebody else's work. How do you feel about that? Like, explain how that is. Like, do you feel the same way? Like, do you do that, or you're just like, fuck it, I'll fix that shit?
Yes and no. I'm in between. There's certain work that I don't touch just because somebody else's style is different, you know, than mine. And if I know for a fact that it's not going to look the same or it might look a little off, I'll say no. But for the most part, I'll do cover-ups here and there. Like, you know, if I know I can cover it, you know, but it's in the middle, you know. It's not a yes or a no, you know. It's sometimes.
Just depends, right?
Yeah.
So explain what do you mean by, like, if there's a certain style that you can't, like, does it mean, like, if you're different than that, or what does that mean? Because, I mean, I don't fucking tat, so...
I mean, everybody shades different, everybody lines different. Some people use outlines, some don't, you know. Okay. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind, too, when you're asking for somebody to rework on a tattoo.
And let me ask you, what is, like, the most annoying question that you get from people where you're like, bro, like, what the fuck? You know, like come at me ready, or, like, you know, like, what's that one thing where you're just like, why do I keep getting this stupid question?
I don't think there's a stupid question, you know, like there's people that don't know anything about tattooing. So to me, it's not a stupid question, you know, the more you know, the better, you know, but there are a couple questions that get really repetitive, you know, and I mean, I think the most annoying thing about it maybe, or like kind of makes you want to not reply, or it's when they don't give me all the info at once, you know, they just ask me like, oh, you know, how much for a tat, or I want to get tatted, or tat me up, you know, like, it's like going to Burger King and, oh, give me food, you know, well, what do you want?
Some of those pickles.
Yeah.
Since we got that out there, because a lot of people do, you know, you got to understand that it's a lot of work, you know, it's not just tracing, and, you know, it's a lot of building up. And, like, I respect her a lot because, like I said, I would never get tatted by a girl. And she was like, oh, what happened, fool? You know, because she tats me up, you know, because, like I said, she's that good. And if you guys haven't followed her, follow her now, check her out. And, like I said, if you hit her up and, you're lucky enough to get in that, cycle, then you're good, but she's a very talented person. A lot of people are hitting her up, she doesn't just have one DM, I'm pretty sure she has a lot of people hitting her up.
Yeah.
So people, chill.
No, yeah, and I don't forget, like I know I have people messaging me, and it's not like, oh, like I'm ignoring or nothing. Like it's nothing personal, It's more like I just need to make time for it,
So explain to, is it different being like because you're lefty, right?
Yeah.
Do a lot of people trip out? Because I know not a lot of people are left-handed. So like, do people trip out sometimes when you're like whipping out your left hand and shit, and people do they ask you like, what the fuck?
There's been a few customers, and you guys know if you watch this, they realize after their third tattoo, oh wait, you're a lefty.
Right? You're like,
and after the third tattoo, they're like, oh wait, but I mean, they say that they're more talented, they're more creative, but I think it's both, if you got the creativity in you, you got it.
So, what is good to help with motivation? What keeps you kind of going, or what helps you to keep you going and help you kind of get level headed?
I think the one thing that motivates me is it's the people. It's not even like, yeah, you get paid and blah blah, but at the end of the day, it's people. Just having them come in and they hit you up with a tattoo that means something to them. Sometimes, somebody passed away, or their first daughter, son's name, stuff like that. Just at the end of the day, just hearing them out, motivates me to keep going and putting something on them forever. It's a part of me that's gonna go on to them, and at the same time they're happy with the work, and that's one of my motivators. Another motivator, it's my boyfriend.
Yeah, well, you gotta,
you gotta have a partner that's gonna support you. That's the number one thing, that I'm gonna say. If you're passionate about something and you're in a relationship with somebody, make sure that they understand what you're passionate about, and that they're gonna be there to support you same way that you're supporting them,
Yeah.
And I'm really thankful that both of us are where we are right now, like he even picked it up now. So we'll see how this year goes with both of us, but
no,
just people,
that's good.
people's the number one motivator.
Yeah, because that's good, because and what you said too, it's hard because for me, I do music, and I do my podcast, and I'm starting my YouTube with the family, and it's kind of hard when my lady sometimes is like, and I'm like, come on, we gotta do this, we gotta get it, because
it's hard. It's hard. You got laundry, you got groceries, right? And you're still gonna,
I know, I'm barely gonna start a job working overnight, and then I know I'll still do this because I want something to. Because I got my kids, and that's why I want to do it, and they're my motivation, so that's why a good thing you brought it up. That you said, your boyfriend is your motivation, and, my kids are, I look at them, and I'm like, one of these things got to give, my lady in the beginning, she was just like, music, you just want bitches, and that's not even what the fuck it was, but now she gets it, I show her, this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to be.
And it's nice, it's nice when they understand, and, you know what, it's actually going to work, they have faith in you,
Yeah.
And it's pretty much motivation to build something, that you're gonna be happy with in the end with your family,
Well, it takes two, it takes two.
Yeah, exactly.
For those people out there, if your boyfriend or your girlfriend has a dream or a goal or something that he's passionate or she's passionate about, make sure you're there, because
even your kids, they like to draw, support that.
Buy them shit to draw with, Because look, one thing about having a passion or a dream or something that you really want to do, we're the most person to doubt ourselves. Because with me and my music, and she said with her tattoos, she used to doubt. We're the first critic. Yep. So if you're there, you're shit. You're right. You can't do. We're gonna be like, what the fuck? Because you need to be there, no, baby, you got it. You can do this. I like that song. Or I like that drawing. That tattoo was dope. Share the stuff. Yeah. Support them in any way you can. Where if you're always on your phones, share their stuff. Or you like to be talking to people, talk about their things, help them get through it. And like you said, that's dope that you have that, because a lot of people don't have that, and they're just trying to figure it out. And don't be that person oh, well, if they make it famous, then I'll be there. What the fuck? It takes two to tangle,
Yeah.
And if you're trying to do it, of course, if you blow up, of course, he's going to be there for you because that's your person you want. You know, so he should support, you know, because like I said, if I blow up, my lady's gonna be there, you know, and it's like we did this together to make a better life, not to be out there partying, drinking, hanging out. Like, no, I want to give my kids something way better than I ever had. So I get that. That's dope. So have you ever tatted anybody like well known?
Well known.
I mean, it could be well known in Orange County or, you know, wherever. Just anybody that's like, you're like, oh shit, like, I'm tatting somebody that's like pretty out there.
DENO D.
Almost, maybe. Oh, I'm blushing now.
Well, I did have a little tattoo session with Howard Johnson. If anybody's into the whole funk scene, you know. I did that one with Funk Freaks and Devo. You know, we had a little interview too going on with him, and you know, that to me, I'm always gonna remember that. You know, sitting there with him and tattooing him. You know, who would have thought? You know, I would tattoo Howard Johnson. You know,
that's dope. That's dope.
But I mean, anybody well known. I mean,
well, that right there is pretty dope. You know,
I mean, I think that's the one I remember the most.
But I think I mean I believe that you'll get there. You know what I mean? Because like I said, a lot of people do know you. Like I trip out when, like sometimes if I go to your Instagram and it shows like how many people like that we follow together. I guess and it's like so many people from like my neighborhood and stuff that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how are these people following her? You know? But
it's a small world.
Oh yeah, very very.
You know,
very.
You end up finding your lost cousin. You know, tattooing them.
Right. That's
like my mom knows your mom.
We have the same blood.
You know, even people from school, you know, that went to school with me, you know, years later we find each other and it's like, what the hell, look at you all tatted up already,
right?
You know, doing tats, you know.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But so I'm asking you a question. You don't have to answer it, but I mean, I just want to answer. I just want to ask because I know a lot of people probably be asking about that shit. What is like the weirdest place you tattooed at, like on the body, like where you're like, what the fuck?
The weirdest?
Yeah, where you're kind of like, but you still did it. Where it was kind of weird for you, you know, but you still were like, fuck it.
I mean, there's no weird spot. I don't know. To me, I don't really take it as weird. To me, it's more like, okay, I'm doing this piece of work, you know, like it doesn't really matter where, you know, but I do have more consideration when it's like a private area, mostly for girls, you know. And I think that's the best thing about being a female artist, you know, like a lot of girls come to me and they're like,
they feel more
you know, like, and I would be the same too, you know. I got my chest tatted by a girl too. I don't know, that's just preference, you know, but
that's true.
Any weird spot, I don't really see it as that.
It's kind of like when I was younger and I had to get a physical, you know, and then like, the girl doctor came in and I'm like, can you go get the little Asian guy? You know, like
I feel more comfortable with
I was like, I felt weird, you know, because like this lady's like, oh, put your pants down, I'm gonna fucking, you know, grab your balls, and it's like, that's so weird, but I get that. So has there been a place where someone has asked you like, oh, can you tap me like right here, and you said no? Where it got to that point where you're like, that's just too fucking, that's too like.
Only once. I think I was still apprenticing, and I remember I got a walk.
Where did you apprentice at?
Oh, Lowrider Tattoo in Orange. It's not there anymore, but it was there for a good while. That's where I apprenticed for 3 years, and I think everybody from there, dude, the whole Lowrider crew, you know, everybody that taught me what I know, you know, even just being who I am, you know.
That's dope.
But I remember that's the only time that I actually kind of said like, let's just, you know, move it a different spot, you know. I think it was some Asian guy or something. He wanted some writing and a feather, but like he was going too down. I'm like, wait, dude, like I'm barely starting to tattoo.
He's like, why want the feather right here? It's like I can tell girls below it, you know.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. It just kind of made me feel uncomfortable, and I'm just like, okay, no. And then I even talked to the guys over there, and just like, I don't know, like.
That's weird, huh?
So I'm just like, let me just tell him to move it a little more up, you know. And I just kind of convinced him, like, oh, okay, you know, like this, you know, I think it'll look flow better, you know, on your rib.
Oh yeah, he's all like, well, I'm pretty sure like once a guy sees you, he's like, oh shit, you know, because it's not like you're not like an ugly big ass girl, you know, where it's like, oh, she's like a dude, you know. So I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, I can get her close to me and shit, but stuff like that, you know.
And I think that's the good thing about so far, you know, the time that I've been tattooing, you know, nobody's been disrespectful, you know, like, and that's I appreciate that, you know, because I've heard stories of, you know, people like
taking it too far.
Yeah, you know, and I'm thankful that that hasn't happened to me, you know. But
that's fucked up.
You know, just gotta be professional. You know?
So what was the hardest tattoo you've ever done where you were like, fuck, man, this is so much ink, it's gonna take so much time, and like, what do you think was the hardest one for you? Where you kind of doubted yourself, like, fuck, am I going to be able to get this done?
Doubting, not really. I think the hardest one was this Aztec piece that I did on the shoulder right here.
Because they got all the little details and shit, right?
Yeah, it was like a tribal, so it was all black. And I remember it took me like 9 hours, and everybody always asked me. They always ask me,
that's a whole shift right there.
What's the longest tattoo you've done? And that's 9 hours. I did that, and it was the hardest one because I remember I started it, and it was around 1 o'clock, and I didn't get done till like about 10.
Damn.
And I remember I wasn't even halfway done, and I'm just sitting there staring at it like, what did I get myself into?
You're like, oh man.
Yeah, but it came out good, you know.
How many breaks did you take?
One whole lunch break.
You're like, timed out. Let me clock out. That's crazy. That's crazy.
But no, at the end it turned out good, you know. But you know, it was a little stressful. A lot of work, a lot of detail, you know. But it's always a good feeling once you're done, you know. Seeing the person happy, you know, satisfied with the piece, and then just seeing that you did it, you know. Yeah. You got it done.
So for you, what was your most like favorite tattoo that you did where you're like, fuck yeah, like that shit is just fucking like, bam, baby. You know, like everything came out exactly how you want, or even more expected than you thought. You know, like where you were like, this shit is fucking beautiful. What tattoo you think would that be, or is that just most of them for you?
This was hard. I think every single piece, you know, I'm always gonna be happy with. You know, you can't pick a favorite child. You know, like which is your favorite?
I can. No, yeah, I feel you. That's pretty dope though. That's an honest, right? That's a humble answer because if you really love what you're doing, then you're just like, it's all of them, bro. You know, because you love doing it. You know. Yeah. And I even noticed like when you tap me up and I'm like, fuck, you're still like. You know, and you're just like, you're like, wait, let me get this. Like, that's perfection, you know, and it's dope because most people will just be like, yeah, okay. And you're like, oh, I can't take it. Oh, okay, yeah, next time. But you're like, no, let me finish it. Let me get that.
Yeah, even if the person can't take it, you know, like, I don't mind, you know, I make sure they're comfortable, you know, like, if you feel like it's too much for you, we can always do, you know, a second session, you know, there's no rush, you know, this is for a lifetime, you know?
Oh, trust.
You got a whole life, you know, to finish it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember when I got my face, she did my face, guys, and I remember she was like, "Are you sure? Like it's cool?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool, it's cool." Yeah. And like my lady was all mad, bro. And she's like, "Is she okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's not that. It's something else." And what the funny story is that my lady told me, she's like, if you get your fucking face tatted, I want you out, you know? And I was like, yeah, whatever. And she didn't even know, and she tatted my face, and then when she was done, I was like, yeah, she told me if I tatted my face, I'd have to be out. And she's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, why would you do that, you know? But like I said, I trusted her so much with that, and she did a beautiful piece on me, and like, most of it, she did my back, she already did most of my whole head, huh? Yeah. Yeah, my whole head. She's done my whole
we have
head.
Stories. We have stories with his tattoo sessions.
Yeah, you know, it's good ones. But so this is like random, but you were in my music video, right? And for the Riding Low. Yeah. How was that experience for you? For like, was that your first music video or?
No, it was my second one, I think. From what second one. But I don't know. Every time I say yes to it, in the end, I always get nervous. You know, even today's video. You know, I just get a little nervous, you know, being on camera and everything. But, you know, if it's somebody that I support, you know, and that, you know, I fuck with, then you know, I'm going to go for it regardless if I'm nervous or not, you know, like just a couple shots and we're good.
Well, it's funny too because in the music video, guys, she was like she said she was nervous. But then once I finished like the verse and it was like just the music, then she kind of like.
I think I was already buzzing by that point.
She was like, yeah, where you going? You know, I'm like, it's over.
You know, it's fun to have, you know, memories, you know, just, you know, little stuff, you know, to collect.
Yeah. Know? No, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then little funny things because we left it at the end and we're like, we kind of like, sorry, I can
keep that scene right
I wish I would have kept the one where the cop went by. Remember when he went by and he like fucking turned his lights on and we're like, they just kept going. But, so, how many tats have you done in one day?
In one day.
What was like the most where like you just like fuck it, I'm gonna get this bread real quick, you know?
I remember this weekend where I did I think it was, I don't know if it was a Saturday or Sunday, but I remember I did about 7 tattoos in one day. And it wasn't even intentional. It was an accident because I sometimes forget to write stuff on my calendar. So when I realized that the day came up, I had 7 people lined up and was like, oh wow, like I forgot to say that I was booked already. And I didn't want to cancel on nobody, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, and I just did it.
Were they like big pieces or like small pieces?
Both. So it was like 2 big pieces, and the rest of them were small.
That's dope.
That's dope. But
so where's the furthest you have gone, like to go tattoo?
Farthest?
Yeah.
I was doing house calls for a good minute. I think the farthest I went. I mean, I went to Oregon this past year. I went in July. I went out there for a week, so I think that's the farthest I've gone to tattoo.
And they like drove you out there, or did you?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah, we drove out there. Yeah.
That's dope. That's real shit right there.
Hopefully we go back out there in July. You know, we're planning to do that, but you know, we'll see how things go.
That's dope. Okay, so what advice do you have for new upcoming like people that are tattooing? Like what is something that you can tell them that you would think that would help them to start their like little tattoo career?
Draw a lot. You know, it's good to have a strong drawing background, but then again, it's a yes and no, because I've seen a few artists that are pretty good at tattooing and they don't really draw. So I mean, it's good to have that though, like as a background. You know, you do get more practice out of it, and once you start tattooing, you know, once you apply it to skin, it's a little easier because you kind of understand how the lines go, you know, and how to do the shading. You know, it's good to get an apprenticeship. That's the one thing I've said. I've had at least 3 people ask me, and I always tell them it's good to go, you know, legit and actually learn off a shop, you know, so you can really understand how everything goes down, you know, because you could easily buy a machine and off Amazon or whatever, and okay, you know, I'm gonna start tattooing, but you know, you gotta learn the right way, you know, like how everything works. But I think that's the number one advice I would give.
That's good.
Yeah.
So have you ever tattooed like on a piece of meat, like a what is it? Because I had a homeboy. He told me that he started tattooing on like a piece of pig skin and shit to like practice.
No. I think the only thing I ever did was an orange. You know, I tattooed an orange, but other than that, I just went straight on skin. You know, like people that I knew. You know, and for a good minute, I was just doing that, and it took a good minute to actually build myself up to where I'm at right now. But you know, another advice that, going back to the other question, another advice I would give is to have passion for it, you know, because you could want this and everything, but once you get there, if you don't have passion for it, you're going to get bored of it, or you're going to be like, you know what, like this isn't what I want, you know, and you just kind of wasted your time, you know, just don't lose passion for what you actually like, you know.
Well, that's good. That's the good advice right
there.
there.
I think that's the number one thing for anything, just have passion for it.
So if you can go back to your old stuff, right? Like, so you right now, since you know everything that you know, like all the lines and the shading needles and like all the experience you have, and what would you go back and tell yourself when you first started? Like, if you could see yourself when you first started, what would you tell yourself?
To not doubt myself. You know, there was at least 3 times where I actually broke down, you know, in the beginning, and I'm just like, you know what if this isn't what I want, you know, to not listen to what people say, you know, any negativity. You know, because at the end of the day, it's you know, you're the one making the decision. And if this is what you really want to do, then go for it. You know, even if people talk down on you or don't believe in you, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's you who has to believe in yourself, you know. And if you really think that that's what's really going to pay off for you and you're going to be happy with it, then go for it. Because, you know, it's hard, you know, when you're about to start and people tell you, nah, you know, like that's not a real job, you know, like
shit.
You know, it kind of makes you think like, damn, like, what if they're right, you know? Yeah. But at the end of the day, that's the one advice I would give myself. Don't doubt, you know? Just that's keep good. Working for it.
No, I mean, that's an honest, like, answer, you know? Because, like, it's the same thing like with music, you know? Like, people always said that shit, and I don't care, you know? Because, like, I love doing it, you know? Like you said, if you have passion for it and you make it real, it's, like, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you may not have that many people that, like, support you, but the ones that do, those people are amazing. You know what I mean? Because
you know, there's people that, there's people that you barely meet the first day and they have more, you know, they believe in you more than family, you know, sometimes. No, that's how it is.
That's actually true. That's really true, because I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, dang, most of the people that share my music are people that I don't even know.
Exactly.
You know, or like people that are like that actually give me honest opinions. It's people that I don't even know. And people that you like grew up with don't even like it. You know, and it's like, but it's like, it's whatever, because I'm doing what I gotta do. Like, you're doing what you gotta do, and we do it for what we stand for and what we believe in. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and you said, if you don't have passion for it, or you don't believe in it, like, it's not gonna work. You know, and like, and if you put your all into it, and that's all that matters. You know, because some people, you'll have a group of people that fuck with you, and those people are the best fucking people alive because they get it.
Yeah, you know even when you're down, you know, they're always gonna be there for you. Even when you fuck up on something, you know, or it's not going good at that moment, you know, they're still gonna be there to help you out, you know, and that's the people you have to keep close.
Yeah,
you know?
No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So if you guys feel like following Homegirl Tattoos, you know, I'm gonna put her link for her Instagram. And you don't have other websites, right? Nothing
no,
like,
just Instagram.
Just Instagram.
Yeah.
You know?
I try to keep it at one page only, you know, because I feel like I'm gonna get more out of control, or like I'm gonna be more unorganized than I already am.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I try to keep up with like my Facebook, TikTok, and it's like
it's hard.
No, yeah, it is.
I don't even know how you do it.
I know. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. But yeah. So, you have anything else you want to say to the people, or lasting words?
I want to thank everybody that has been there, you know, including you. You know,
always, man, always.
You know, I thank my family that. Especially my mom, you know, she's the one that I was on and off with through this whole thing, you know, like she'll be like, yeah, go for it, you know, if you like it. But then at the same time, it's like, she would kind of doubt it. But now I understand why, you know, that it's like she was looking out for me, you know, like what's best for you, you know, go to college or whatever. But
and what's sad too is that in anything, like, I mean, I know it's 2021, but when a woman is doing something, you know, like it's harder. I feel sometimes it's harder with certain things because it's like, oh, women don't tattoo, women don't rap. You know, it's like, what the fuck? Like, if you're fucking dope, dude, I'm telling you, like, I probably wouldn't even go back to a guy tattoo artist anymore. Like, I mean, I'm just being, you know, shout out to my homie from the neighborhood, you know, but like I said, I told myself I would never let a woman tat me. I told myself that, you know, and I was being dead serious because my mentality was like, if a guy fucks it up, I can fight this fool. You know what I mean? Like, if he fucks it up, fuck this fool. But like I was like, if a girl does it, what am I gonna do? Like, oh, you bitch, you know? But she like really changed my whole fucking perspective on that, you know? And that's gotta tell you something, because I used to always tell my homies or tell fools like, fuck that, I never let a girl tat me up. You're stupid. Why would you do that? And I was the first person to say that, you know?
Yeah.
And like she said, she's like, oh, I'll do this one for you. Don't even trip. And you know, she showed me, and she showed me her skills, and I was like, holy shit, like this is my person now. You know what I mean? And that's like a big fucking thing, you know?
That's when I got hired.
Straight up, you know? But me and homegirl right here, we've been through a lot of stuff, you know? And like I said, I got her back 100%. I support everything she does, you know? And she always supports me. So, like I said, that's why she's my first guest on my podcast, you know? Like, I got other people in line, but I wanted her to be the first one to experience this, and we can just, you know, pop the fucking podcast cherry of interviews. Yeah. But so yeah, you guys, I'm gonna put her link in for in the bio and stuff like that, and check it out, subscribe, you know what I mean, follow her stuff. If you need to get tatted, you know, hit her up. And you got anything else? That's it.
I mean, there's a lot to talk about, dude. Like, I think I got more comfortable now.
That's good. But see, that's why we'll have like another episode, so you're good. You already know what's cracking. But you're my first episode, you know what I'm saying? So this is Homegirl Tattoos. You say your goodbyes and everything, or put your link.
Thank you for having me, and for, you know, kind of convincing me to do this.
She was kind of like, we were scheduled like what, 2 times or what?
No, yeah.
20 times.
Schedules, you know.
She was like, no. No, but she does, I think she did good, you guys, you know, like, and ever you feel you guys have any questions, you know, hit her up, you know, or leave some comments and stuff like that. So this is going to be, you know, the first episode with my first interviewer. And I think she did great, you know. She was nervous at first, but we got it down, you know. And she let me use her room, you know. So this is pretty dope. So she feels more comfortable because this is
a little room here
her element, you know. This is where she's at. So yeah, you want to say bye to your people, and then we'll end it right here.
I mean, I'll see you in the tattoo chair. That's all I can say. I'll see you guys, you know.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
No, thank you, man. Really. So this is what's really going on with Mac D, and you know, episode with tattooing.
First episode
with Homegirl Tattoo. So you guys have a good one.